has to be held accountable for some of her choices. She chose to do some of those things and she was not under duress. Okay. Cassie needs to prepare for the possibility of Alex leaving her. Okay. Only so much ridicule a man can take. Okay. Men, their egos, they're different from us. Okay. Their pride means a lot more to them than it does women oftentimes. You get what I'm saying? So this man's pride is hurt. I don't care what y'all say. That man's pride is very hurt after all that stuff came out on the stand. You know, that's not something that they can just live down and put behind them. Okay, God forbid he had words with somebody, a disagreement. What do you think the first thing they're going to say to him is? You probably can't even satisfy your wife, all those BBCs she had up in her. No, I don't think it's fair that a woman's past is held against her. That's why we need to tell these young ladies the truth. Stop telling them that they can get out here and wild out without consequences. If you like, this man has sat in front of the world and heard about vile, disgusting acts that his wife willingly participated in with hundreds of men. That's a lot for anybody to deal with.
Okay. So I hope you guys been keeping up with the trial. A lot of stuff was said. Should Cassie, we could talk about both odds, about him staying or will he stay, but should Cassie also be held accountable for the choices she made with Diddy?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Go ahead. Who want to talk about it? Go ahead. Go first.
I'm like, yes, but. Yes.
Meaning? Yes, but what?
But.
Well, it's my understanding that they started the connection when she was 19 years old and he was pushing 40. The irony is now Cassie is pushing 40. I think she's also ready to have her baby. But think about the growth that she's had from the time that she encountered Diddy for the first time and to where she is now. I think that to just say that somebody is over 18, that they're an adult and that they will always make good decisions, or that they really understand what they're getting into, or that they're not vulnerable to predatory people who will exploit their naivete. I mean, you are not downloaded with all the information that you need to know at 19 years old. You are still a teenager. Your brain doesn't even mature until age 25. So when I think about Cassie and the fact that I have 3 girls, and you know, I'm thinking like they were her age when, you know, a couple of them were her age when all this went down. I got to think to myself that they were still children, even though legally they are considered adults. They are still children and vulnerable and naive and subject to somebody that's grooming them. So I would just start there, because then the template is for everything else that, you know, we could talk about. So all the things that she did subsequently, I think you have to consider first that she was kind of a kid, and this man who's old enough to be her father came in and imposed all of these things. Drugs were also related, which also alters the brain. So, you know, it's to me not so cut and dried.
Okay.
But I'm open.
She was 21, 22.
Hmm?
She was 21, 22. She was with Ryan Leslie for 3 years. And then she got with Diddy. She cheated on Ryan Leslie with Diddy. And then that's when she got with him.
Yeah.
I still think that 21 or 22. I mean, I still think that that's young. I still do. I think whether it was 19, 21, or 22, we really
check,
don't
1 2
have
1
the
2.
maturity of our brains until 25.
Let me know.
And
Hold on.
that's not to absolve people and excuse people. I'm just saying that that's not enough relationships to be hip to game to know all of like how to identify it in a way. I mean, her father.
At what age should women?
Filipino. I'm sure he wasn't hipping her to any game that was going on.
It's crazy. We ain't finna watch no damn ad. I think the fuck not. Hold on.
Women start to help responsible for their decisions.
Now, I'm not discounting that that there's any age that a woman shouldn't be held responsible for their decision. What I am saying though is that when it comes to the condemnation of the choices that she makes, age should be a consideration. It would be a consideration for me. I mean,
Is that only applicable to women?
No, it isn't. And oftentimes I hear, especially within this community, that people deserve a second chance because what they did when they were young and have since matured and learned better, they have done better, and is often celebrated in this community for the men. But it seems that oftentimes the women, there is no redemption. Like, we are supposed to be magically downloaded with all this information to know better. And listen, I'm hard on the women too. So I'm not here to be an apologist to women. But what I'm saying is that they are, the mitigating factors is a phrase that exists for a reason. That's it.
But we could charge men. I mean, we charge people with, give them life for murder at 16, 17 years old.
Exactly.
They're able to join the army at 18, able to smoke cigarettes. She's able to buy alcohol, liquor. People have freak offs in college. At what age? Is it only because it was Diddy and he was doing, or is it because?
Like, hold on.
I think that.
Yeah, because hold on. Let me do this.
I think that your early 20s, you're still kind of a kid. I mean, I know that you're sort of the exception to Anton. I know that you got married in your 20s and you're still married, and that's wonderful. But most of us were absolute morons from 19 to 24 or 25. We made a lot of mistakes. I did not make the kind of mistakes that Cassie made, but I certainly did. The thing that I don't like is how everybody can make judgments about like what they would have done. Or girl, if the cell phones would have been around for what we were doing, and I'm just
see. Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Okay. Lord.
I'll be 52 in July. And like the idea that we're somehow so much better, we just didn't get caught. It just wasn't exposed. There go by the grace of God, whatever. So it is not, again, not to absolve, but to understand.
Jess? I think Jess is agreeing. Oh, go ahead.
You said me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can all agree that there was a level of grooming associated with this, but
and see, where do I want to start with this? Because, oh my Lord, let me see. I want to. Jen White, you there? So Krista said she's saying women need a second chance because Cassie was young. So in other words,
yeah, I mean, can you?
Yeah, I can hear you. So Cassie can't be held responsible because she was younger and he was older than her by 10 years. Like, and for these women to sit here and this is such a strange conversation because you can't tell the truth. Women get so upset, right? Because it's like they'll still stand behind this woman's empowerment movement, this whole feminist shit, right? But what now allowed them? You know what? Let me go to something else. I'm not even about to. But she's saying, like, because I don't have the energy today to deal with this, because it's like it's so many women that want to take the feminist side and just want to say Cassie is not at fault, which she's a co-conspirator in the whole situation, and these women just don't want to see it that way, which I think is crazy. But she's saying women need a second chance. Why are they singling out women from men? But that's not what's happening, right? In the middle of the conversation, what a lot of women is also saying, right, is that Cassie was a part of the situation, the stuff that was going on. It wasn't just Puff by itself or Diddy. It wasn't. But you have these women taking this moment to say that, oh, well, we can't blame Cassie. She should have a second chance because she was young. She was manipulated. It was a lifestyle. He was able to control her, yada, yada. But she left him. She admitted on the stand that she left him multiple different times to where she popped back up on him and she was asking for the fucking freak offs. So at that point, who's held responsible then? Who's responsible? Who fault is it at that point? That's why some of these women, I can't even listen to what they be saying half the time, because it's like, I get the position they trying to do. That's that whole fake ass woman's empowerment, Me Too movement shit. And it's like, man, nobody listening to that shit. Like, it's crazy. These women, like, bruh, that shit be like, nah, I ain't, because I'm not in the mood to hear that kind of shit. Not today. Not that one. Hold on, let me just go to Velt News. I thought that was going to be a good conversation, but that's turning out to be that same rhetoric. Women love to turn everything into a feminist movement when Cassie is responsible. She's fucking responsible, dude. She should just be held. Her ass need to be on the stand with him. They both guilty. If he guilty, she guilty too, and everybody else that was protecting him around that time. Oh yeah, let me go through this too. What does it say? Move the camera so Diddy recorded these events. Yeah, he definitely was recording those events. So I guess it was dude David James, who all took the stand today. David James, the personal assistant. He started off. Then it went to Cassie's mother. Then it went to the male sex worker. And word on the street is Kid Cudi will be testifying either tomorrow or the next day in this trial. Hold on, let me see what Inner City's talking about. Because where did we leave off when we was live on Twitch? I think it should be now after that. Damn, I took a 2-hour break off of this shit. No, but the question. Okay, yeah, we went through that. These are the sketches that the artist drew. Judge.
Yo, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was just making sure.
So dude, so the male sex worker, he was done after that. No further question. Anything? What do you mean by steamy? I felt like it was enjoyable for Cassie and basically Mr. Combs. Did we miss anything else? Oh no, so we didn't. Damn, so that's where we left off. Okay. Oh, so we didn't miss too much. They ain't really do too much. Them the sketches. All right, so I'll just go through this just to update myself on what I missed in the last 2 hours. What happened today in the courtroom. So the judge said, next government witness, AUSA, the government called Special Agent Gerald, whoever this is. Then where do you work? He says HSI in Miami in the National Security Group in March 2024. What do you say? The HSI trafficking group, sex and labor in Miami. So he was the guy that raided Diddy's house in Miami. What time did the search begin? After 3 p.m. Why so late? We learned Mr. Combs and his family were flying out of the country. Was there a pier on the property on Star Island? Yes, we had to monitor it. So he had a pier at that Star Island crib. So they shows a photo of 2 Star Islands. Oh, photos of 2 things of Star Island, his house. Why did you have to break open the gate? To make sure bad actors wouldn't have time to put those who would search in danger. Wait, what? That don't even make sense. To make sure bad actors wouldn't have time to put those who would search in danger. Whatever that means. What's this a photo of? He said the pool and the pier. So after review of 2 Star Island's floor plans, what did you find here? Parts of an AR-15 rifles, sex toys, and more goddamn lube, Astroglide. Photos of guns shown to jury. So I guess that's what they found, the guns and lube. These magazines were loaded with bullets. What do these show? The serial numbers had been cut off. So I guess they showed the AR-15s with the serial numbers cut off. Let's turn to 2 more exhibits. What are these? So the the HSI person or the agent, right? He says the ammunition we found. All these platform high heels. And these platform high heels, how hard are they? 7 inches. This may be good place to break for the day. Not they found what the fuck 7-inch high heels got to do with in this man's house with AR-15s, some fucking lube, and goddamn these. Okay, so they broke for the day. So that was it. Oh, we didn't miss that much. Oh, okay. It wasn't that much. That's crazy. So they really wasn't that much miss. What you said? Yes. We left off when they called the agent to the stand. Yeah. Yeah, basically it was monitoring his house. Let me see what else going on. Of course, everybody started tweeting about that was it with that. So Complex, I know Rolling Stone, everybody said breaking news. Shout out to the Velt News. If you ain't following Velt News on X, definitely follow Velt News, Velt_news. Kid Cudi is set to testify this week in Diddy's federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial, according to Complex reporter Sean, whatever his name is. So they briefly dated in 2011. So they must gonna bring up where the insults or the things saying or the allegations of Puff blowing up his car. Obama-shaped ecstasy pills. Diddy the Diddler trial that they revealed Obama-shaped ecstasy pills in testimony. That's crazy. Not some goddamn Obama X pills. That's crazy. Oh shoot. The COVID vaccine will not be pushed to everyone anymore. Okay, so FDA is to limit COVID vaccine approval to Americans over the age of 65. That's good. Them goddamn shots wasn't doing nothing no way. Breaking oh yeah, I heard about this. So the damn New Orleans jail maintenance person, Jimmy White, he was arrested in connection with he helped them escape. That's crazy. I heard it's only 2 people left. 3 more people got captured, and I think it's only 2 people left out of that 10 or 11. Oh yeah, this shit here. Now this was crazy too about the Tory Lane situation. What is she like? The congresswoman. She said key witnesses changed their stories or contradicted themselves. One admitted in court she lied in a DA interview. Another gave a sworn statement that Harris admitted to firing a gun. This case deserved fresh eyes and full transparency. Oh shit, they really about to open up that case. Tory Lane's trial included misconduct, exclusion of mitigating factors, use of protected speech, rap lyrics, tattoos as evidence, immunity deals with unclear motives. This is not how justice is supposed to work. Oh, she on it. I wonder who she is. Who is this governor? The representative Anna Paulina Luna. Who is that? Oh, she got the great check too. So yeah, she's definitely she works official account for Florida 13th representative. Oh shit. Oh, and she Republican. Oh, she's gonna go. She going for that. She going for that. On the California Racial Justice Act and recent litigations limited the use of rap lyrics and character evidence, Tory Lanez deserve a full review. His conviction was built on outdated and uncontested. Oh shit, I'm saying it wrong. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to get damn near about to burp. I need to stop eating. Oh shit. So they got newly surfaced body cam and medical records. So Megan what initially claimed she stepped. Oh shit. I read that right. Newly surfaced body cam and medical records. Oh, so they got the body cam and the medical records. So Megan basically initially claimed she stepped on glass. ER records show no bullet fragments on x-rays. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing. Wow. Evidence handling was a disaster. Oh shit. Justice isn't served when due process is ignored. Evidence is mishandled and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lanez deserves a fair hearing. And if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom. Oh shit. Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal. Petition and successive. All now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. How's she doing this from Florida though? You know, like they able to do that? A congresswoman from another state? Because yeah, I think she's Florida. House Foreign GOP. She retired Air Force too. House Foreign GOP. Well, I think that's Florida, right? Also, Megan's story changed 3 times. That's crazy. Well, apparently they got the evidence. She got to be looking at that to confirm that. Did he use David's name without his permission? to get Percocets from the pharmacy. Come on, who posted that? Did he use David's name without his permission? Puff didn't do that. Because he said, "Did you ever pick up drugs from Mr. Combs?" Then David said, "Yes, Percocets at a pharmacy, sometimes in my name. Did you give him permission to use your name?" I don't recall that. We know he lying. Now he don't recall going to, boys. David James up there lying on that goddamn stand. Yeah, they did. They brought up Obama today. He met with a lot of people. Yes, former presidents. Which one? President Obama. Well, at least, yeah. I guess that was tied why they had the ecstasy pills made in Obama's face. That shit is crazy. All right. Well, there's that. That's some crazy shit. That's wild. I know that's some crazy cowboy shit they fucking got going on. Not even respected. I mean, but a lot of them damn Democrats was at his parties and a bunch of that shit. What's this boy doing? Playing the game? Let me see. Yeah, playing. Oh, hold on. What is that? That's crazy. They ended early today, though. Oh, he got a basically. Let's see what breakdown he did. Like they still, but to me, they still haven't even proved. In my opinion, they ain't proved shit about no goddamn Rico Act. Let me pull this up. Hold on. This dude, he's good. I like whoever this dude is. Good Logic, whatever his name. He's good.
Trial is in the books, and this afternoon featured testimony from an escort named the Punisher, who allegedly serviced Cassie at Diddy's discretion. I'm Joe Neerman, aka Good Logic. I'm down at the courthouse every single day, providing you with an attorney's perspective as to how this case is unfolding. And this afternoon's testimony was a bit of a mixed bag for both the state and the defense. When we left off this morning, the escort, aka the Punisher, his name is Sherrod Hayes, was on the stand explaining about the first time that he engaged with Cassie and describing how he was simply putting oil on her and on himself, and she was putting oil on herself and on him. This afternoon it became clear that they were regularly engaging in unprotected sex at Diddy's discretion on the 8 to 12 occasions that he was called to provide services and entertainment, or as he would call them, sexy scenes for Diddy to watch the Punisher and Cassie to engage in. Now, from the state's perspective, they're probably pleased that some of his testimony included allegations that it was fairly routine, not all the time, that Cassie would be sighing and wincing at the continual directions in the middle of their encounters for her to move the candlelight or do something else, and that seemed to be expressing some sort of frustration with his continual interceding into the display that they were putting on there. He also described how Diddy would stand over him and it made him feel pressurized, and talked about one incident when he had been servicing Cassie and that Diddy threw down some condoms and directed him to go full penetration, and that he could not perform. And he said that was the last time that he was there, and he had concerns that he had disappointed them. Now, those are all good for the state, but the cross-examination conducted by Xavier Donaldson was fairly effective in several respects. Number one is he pointed out that the Punisher is an escort who did dancing for women in these different bachelorette parties on a fairly regular basis for 25 to 30 years. In fact, he even wrote a book called In Search of Freezer Meat. You heard that correctly, about his about his own personal erectile dysfunction. And that had come up on direct. The state tried taking the sting out of that by bringing up that book, because in the book he references Cassie and Diddy not by name, but allegedly as a married couple, a married wealthy couple, when he tells over some of his personal stories. So out of the 182-page book, he spent 6.5 pages talking about them. And in order to not have that blow up as some sort of surprise for the jury, that did come up on direct. And it was the first thing that Donaldson brought up when he went to cross. And he was talking about how when he was writing the book, that first and foremost, that his dysfunction did not start as a result of Diddy, and that he was suffering the early effects of that before he ever met Cassie. But some of the strongest points that I felt Donaldson made this afternoon was when he was pointing out that you have experience engaging whether or not people are comfortable with the nature of of the services you're providing. And he said yes. And you take cues from reading the room. Yes. And you also, when you were engaging with Cassie, did she ever look uncomfortable? And he said no. And from the defense's perspective, that's a pretty serious win. In fact, he brought down on one incident that he was talking about, it's the first time that he actually engaged in actual intercourse with her, that he had been pleasuring her, and that he felt a sense of satisfaction that she seemed to be enjoying it, and that she had actually slid down closer to him without being directed by Diddy. This is the first time we've heard of her engaging in any sort of sexual conduct that was not at the complete direction of Diddy. And I'm sure that we can expect on closing arguments that the defense is going to point to this to say that she did have some autonomy, some freedom, and that she was enjoying it. And that's where Donaldson was making the most ground in trying to establish that this was not a tortuous experience, but that she was somewhat enjoying it. Although when he pressed further, Donaldson said that he could not say for certain that she ever experienced an orgasm. And Donaldson certainly seemed to swing and miss when he was hoping to hear testimony to the contrary, because from the defense's perspective, they want testimony that she was enjoying herself and that she was doing this of her own volition. He also testified in defense's favor that she did not seem like she was on drugs, she did not seem like he was intoxicated. He never took drugs, meaning the Punisher never took drugs. He said he never saw Diddy take drugs. On redirect, he said that he's not experienced in assessing who's on drugs and who isn't. But at the end of the day, he hadn't seen anyone consuming drugs. So that's what we got from the Punisher. We ended up moving on to the final witness of the day, who was Special Agent Jake Gannon. He's the individual who oversaw the raid on Diddy's house down in Miami. Now, Diddy owns a private mansion, I would call it, at Two-Star Island, and there was a raid that was conducted there in roughly a year ago. And at that point, there was a whole bunch of evidence that was seized in the form of what he brought up so far being high heels, lubricant, and gun accessories, gun parts, gun accessories. And there was a considerable period of time where he was basically walking through how the raid was conducted, that it was pursuant to a search warrant, and step-by-step procedures they took to engage in the raid in a way that is consistent with constitutional law, and describe the artifacts that they found, which, as I said, was essentially lube, guns, and lingerie, and high heels. And he's in the middle of detailing and presenting to the jury these different artifacts that they recovered from the Diddy raid. And that's where we ended up stopping for the day. That's my breakdown for this afternoon. I urge you to please.
See, that's some bullshit. So basically, today was another day of the sex chronicles and domestic violence. That's it. Oh, Lord. So we really didn't miss nothing. Like I said, I guess they must have ended early today. Because normally, I think it was about, yes, damn, it's only 5:22. Then why you still on that damn game?
Yeah, I'm still on them. Shit. Fuck it. What up? Yeah.
Shit, slow motion.
I'm
Man,
playing. I'm
they
listening.
ain't talking about nothing now.
Mm-mm.
They ain't, man, that case. But I guess the Kid Cudi situation, if Kid Cudi, I wonder what he gonna say. Just get up there and explain the same shit about, he threatened him, yada yada, and he was a victim. So I guess he was a victim too.
Oh, the boy.
Yeah, this. In a minute, man, this case. In a minute, the case gonna be born, bro.
I can't. Yeah, probably one more, then I'm jump off of the game.
What the game?
Yeah, but I mean, we won.
Yo, what up, Future in the building? Yeah, they ain't talking about nothing, man. I thought something was going on. So I guess we'll get back to it tomorrow, man, because we didn't miss nothing.
Man, get over here.
Last little bit, Jim White, you was the bottom of that game.
Man,
all right, but with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the damn live. I guess we'll start back up tomorrow. Definitely follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Freddie Roosevelt. I guess I'll get started over there again tomorrow, first thing in the morning. I guess they done for the day, so they had a break for the day. So that's a wrap. Yeah, Chris, that's crazy. Glue guns and lingerie. That shit crazy. And high heels. Now they talking about he had high heels. And all the drugs they was on. That shit weird as fuck.
Yeah, we ain't buying out. Pick up your game, everybody put your feet. Get on Call of Duty. You buy it out. I'm trying to get on Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
What you mean?
Trying to get it in. Pick your gun up, Phil.
He said, wait.
You know, he call you Phil.
Yeah.
Man, they probably hit more exciting than it's more right here. Come on, Phil. Headquarters. Headquarters
loaded. Headquarters
located. Man, I had a good squad, man. What's the name? Talking about kill again. He talking about he gonna get on, man. I should have never got out of that squad, man. Me and my squad, I waited on him for 5 minutes. Kill again.
Man,
I should have listened to him. He didn't get on. He on, but he just playing. I don't know what he doing.
He on 2K? He might be.
No, he supposed to be getting on there with us. Freddie B, you finna get me killed, bro. Come on, bro.
You trash anyway, boy.
Oh my God, bro.
Look, now he
bro,
mad.
I'm out of here. Yeah, no, what you mean?
Yeah.
You can stream it right now. Don't just go to my YouTube. You can stream the game right now. We can get into the video game right now.
What
are you talking about? We can stream the game right now. Blanco Network right now. I'm playing the game right now, live and everything. You can stream the game. Share screen. Boy, I'm gonna get it in, boy. I'm in a gulag, boy.
All right, well, I'm about to jump the traffic. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys. I'll go live again in the morning with this trial. We out of here.